Hi. Right, I'm just going to check that I'm live because all our internet has just gone down. And we didn't know till we were trying to do something on Slack and it all died. I'm just going to check that you can see me if you're there. Yeah, Jay says yes. So, hi, good morning. First of all, small apologies. I haven't even managed to get my banner on yet. What am I talking about? Hang on. Let me get you a banner up. Monday Live. Facebook versus Instagram. Save. Show. Magic. So first of all, apologies. Look at the stuff. Morning, Nisha. You all right, my darling? Look at the stuff behind me. There. So I decided this morning to sort out the pile of doom. So I have a pile of paperwork that I moved from Jane whenever she comes. And I decided to sort it out this morning. So it's now everywhere. And I'm like, oh my, better go. And then my darling husband just walked in with 2 white cream eggs for us. So I haven't tried the white one yet. Can you believe? So I'm very excited to finish this live so me and Jake can go and eat our cream eggs. However, today I'm going to be talking about Facebook versus Instagram. And it's a question I get asked a lot about: what social media platform should I be using? Where should I be putting my attention? And one of the first things I always say is, morning, Jackie, all right. One of the very first things I say is, I advocate, and some people don't, but I entirely advocate that you should have a social media presence on every platform. Now, that does not mean you should be using every platform and that you should be spending time on there. However, I think you should have a social media handle for your business on every platform going, and where possible, have them directed to where you want to hang out. So, for example, on my Twitter, it might say, my only tweet on there might be, I don't really hang out on here. Come over onto my Facebook group and see me there. But it is good for your SEO. So it's good for search engines finding you. It's really helpful for other users on those platforms to know where you are, because there's times where I found messages in my inbox on things like LinkedIn and I never hang out on there. I just don't even think about it. So it's that idea that, first of all, I think you should have a presence on every platform going, but just direct people to where you want to go. So, for example, if I wanted, my LinkedIn header could be, it's gone. Oh, am I back? Oh, my internet's literally just flashed off and it's showing connection unstable. So keep me posted. I think I'm still there, not so fully certain. If you're watching me live, I can see some of you are. Please just tell me I'm still here. I'm just going to carry on. So the question I get asked most of the time is, I'm just checking because I've now got messages. Oh no, in case it was one of you. Oh, Anish says I'm freezing a lot. Jackie can see me and hear me. I'm just going to carry on. Hopefully I can download it and it might not be frozen on there. So the question I get asked a lot is, should I use Facebook or Instagram? And this comes up a lot in my workshops. It seems to be the ones that people feel that their audience are on. So my very, very, very first thing is obviously have a presence on both, but then it's knowing your ideal customers. So the first bit starts with knowing who the people are. Anisha sending me screenshots of me frozen like this. It's the best freeze ever. I'll share it in a bit on the page. The first thing is know where your ideal customers hang out. So if you've not done the ideal customers module, I highly recommend you do it. You can buy it as a 10 quid course, or it's part of Business Club and you can do it as many times as you want in there. But knowing who your ideal customers are and where they hang out, where they get all of their information, supremely important. And there's a big difference between products and services sometimes between which platform you can use. So it's really important to know that both of these platforms serve different purposes, and the users behave differently on each of those platforms. So how I act on Insta is totally different to how I act on Facebook as a user. I will engage with different accounts that I might not on the other platform, and so the user behaves differently on there. But like in terms of statistics, so this is from Sprout Social, who are huge, Facebook has 2.4 billion monthly Facebook users compared to Insta, which is 1 billion. Like 1 versus 2.4 sounds tiny, except it's billions. It's a huge difference. There are so many more people on Facebook than on Insta. 65 million small businesses have got Facebook pages, which again is a lot and is really important. A lot of my traffic comes through my Facebook page, even though they may not engage with me on the Facebook page. And this is a bit I'll talk about in a minute. 68% of Instagram users go on it daily. I think Facebook's higher than that, but I ain't got the stat for that. But I think more people go on Facebook daily than on Insta. And without a doubt, Facebook retains the most massive audience of all the social media platforms. So I genuinely cannot advocate being on Facebook enough. Lots of people are wanting to move away from it because they're not enjoying it anymore. And that's a really tricky thing to say is okay, what we're doing. Because whether you enjoy it or not, if your user is on there, that is the important part of your business. You don't necessarily have to hang out on there. You can use schedulers, you can do stuff to have your presence on there. But if your users are on there, you need to be on there. And so the key difference between Facebook and Insta is the fact that Insta is far more visual. It only allows photos and videos. You can't have text-only posts. You can get around that by making a image post that is just text, and that happens a lot. But it is just photos and images, and people behave differently on it. So you scroll, you find something that's interesting or that seduces you, basically, and you will engage with it far more readily than happens on Facebook. Facebook allows you to post photos and videos, but other stuff, so you can post quizzes and website links and long videos and long form text. Like some long form text posts do really well if you're a service and you've got something interesting to say. I did a whole heap of posts about highly sensitive people. I've had loads of feedback from that, and last night these posts have gone out a few times now and I keep seeing them and thinking, excuse me, I need to add more to them. But I got a message last night from a girl that I used to go to school with who's lovely, who literally messaged me to say, I'm not here for anything except to say these posts are really resonating with me. And sometimes that long form text is a huge thing that we kind of ignore a little bit on Facebook. So yeah, Facebook has this ability to do a heck of a lot more stuff. Insta's more mobile friendly. I mean, Facebook's catching up and has come on hugely over the past few years, but Insta is still definitely more mobile friendly. All the pictures fit nicely. It's made to just be a beautiful scroll. Thing is, when you're scrolling Facebook, you're potentially scrolling through people's moans, people's opinions. Insta's not like that. Insta is literally you're scrolling pictures. So although they might be picture perfect snapshots and not real life, you have that ability to distance yourself from real life, which Facebook does not give you unless you unfollow all your friends that moan. So it's almost more enjoyable to just scroll on Instagram, and that's a thing to just recognise. And also another small thing, totally as an aside, Insta has fewer privacy controls than Facebook, and that might be important for you depending what you're sharing out there. So Instagram advantages for business. So bear in mind what the conclusion is at the end of this whole session is going to be. You should be on both. Because it's very likely these two platforms are so huge that you are going to find your ideal clients on both of these. But your behavior on both of them may change. Like I behave differently on Insta than I do on Facebook. So Insta advantages are you can really easily find like-minded users. The hashtags are the one big huge thing that allow you to be found easily and find people in the same area as you. Morning, Donna, you're up and about early. Lovely to see you. So yeah, you can find like-minded users much more easily than you can on Facebook. You can brand your business really easily on Insta because every single image you put out there, you can make that really obviously feel like you. So some people do it through the use of filters. So they might have a coloured filter on things. At Life, when we ran Ladies Life Lounge, we had like this rose gold filter on things. You can put your branding on there, you can put your logo on there, you can make it really obviously for you. And engagement is really easy on Instagram. I was reading something just before I came on here about, I can't remember the company, I've just literally closed their webpage. They were doing some split tests of putting the same post out on Facebook and Insta. And I think they had 1 million followers on Facebook and about 44,000 on Insta. But I think they got 21 likes on this post on Facebook from 1 million followers, 21 likes, and about 5,000 on Insta from 40 odd thousand. So the engagement was hugely significant difference. But it's not just about that kind of engagement. So it's important to recognize that. And know that Insta is about showing customers and being able to capture like moments in your business. People don't go onto Insta to look for your business opening hours, whereas they might go onto Facebook to look for that. Or they don't go onto Insta to check if their friends have been to your shop or your workshop or whatever, whereas they would use Facebook for that. So they have really, really different purposes. And that's important. And Insta, I always think of Insta as like, or the difference between Insta and Facebook is going to, it's a really stupid way, going to a restaurant that's got a really big menu, that's got like 50 things on the menu. You sort of might hang out there longer trying to choose, which is sort of more Facebook. Insta makes it much easier. It slims down the menu. It allows you to just scroll past. Insta almost narrows your focus down and allows things to be much easier to select. But since social networks are all about being social, Insta's a bit limited for that. So although I've just said it gets more engagement, as in you might get more hearts on your post, that's not necessarily the same as getting comments and stirring up conversations and pulling people closer into your fold. But after saying that, it completely depends what your business is. If your business is a product-based business, you're likely to get far more engagement on Instagram than a service-based business would. Likely to, because if you have a product-based business that you can get great images for, that's made for Instagram. That's there all day long. Whereas a service like mine, where I want to talk to the women that I want to work with, Facebook is much more useful platform for me. So that engagement, again, I can see a massive split of difference generally between products and services. Facebook has the huge disadvantage now. So back in 2014, it started reducing reach for business pages. In 2018, it entirely reduced the reach for business pages. The algorithm like shut us down, which means you might have to add Facebook marketing budget to your. I can see these massive bits of paper moving. It's very funny as Jade's like trying to get what's on my massive bits of paper into Slack for me.
I'll move it over here.
It just made me laugh. So you might have some budget for some Facebook marketing, but if you do, that's a whole other video, but make sure you've exhausted all your free markets first and that your Facebook advertising is really, really niched down into knowing exactly who you want to target, or you will be wasting a lot of money. On Facebook, you can manipulate sort of more space, more area. So you have a banner on Facebook that you don't have on Insta. You have the ability to tell people information that you don't have on Insta. On Insta, your bio is really, really limited. I think the big line I'm drawing here is that the markets are really different. If you want to talk to people, you are talking to them on Facebook. If you want to show them things, you're showing them on Insta. And that's why both are really, really important. On Facebook, you can even choose what tabs you have on your page. You can choose how people can message you. There's a heck of a lot more options. But the thing is, you're never fully in control of any of these platforms. So a really, really awful thing happened recently with a really good friend of mine, Claire from She Is Strong. I run retreats with her. I was involved with her business quite a lot a while ago. And she had her personal Facebook completely hijacked, completely taken over, disabled by Facebook, absolutely nowhere to go on what we do about this. And it turned out her Facebook page, I was editor on it, but I wasn't full admin. I was full admin on her Facebook groups, but basically, as it stands at this moment in time, we have a Facebook page. She has a Facebook page that no one can access. She can't access it. She can't do anything about it. And that is entirely within the control of Facebook. They can change the algorithm at any time. They can do whatever they like to your page. Lock it down. Make sure you have other full admin users on it that you trust completely, because the problem with adding someone else as a full admin is they have the same amount of control that you do. So they can block you, basically, if they wanted to. But make sure you have some backup, because, yeah, Facebook changes its mind and bots hack, and Facebook don't necessarily help at all, as we found out in this place. Which leads me a little bit onto the thing you do have full control over is an email list. And I would be encouraging all of you to be getting people onto an email list, which is a whole other video, and I will talk to you about it at a different time. But you have full control over that. You can get directly in front of the people who want to hear from you. A couple more advantages of Facebook is the whole idea of it's a direct way to contact customers and to stay in touch with them, and to show someone who's potentially bought something from you other things. Whereas Insta, because it's so feed driven and you're appearing in their feed, it's almost a bit of a look if they see you when they're scrolling Insta. Facebook has that advantage of almost the more you interact, the more likely you are to see things, and people are more likely to go directly onto your Facebook page than onto your Insta grid. Most people, the stuff they see from your Insta is they've seen it in their scroll. Not many people on Insta. And really think again about your own behavior. How often do you go to look at someone's full grid? Like, I never go to look at someone's full grid. I'll see their stuff in my feed. Potentially, if I'm interested in them, I might hop over to their page and look at their bio stuff, but I never really scroll their full feed. It's just sort of not Insta behavior. Whereas Facebook, I do go to people's pages and have a nosy down. And my thing for all of these and for any social media platform is make sure you are checking your insights. Morning, Moo. How are you? It's lovely to see you. Make sure you're checking your Facebook insights, your Insta insights, and see what is working. You'll start to see the most popular time you're posting, the most popular kinds of posts that you're posting. Really have a look at where your audience is engaging with you. And you can kind of see it as a percentage as well, I think, on Insta stats, on Facebook stats, of how many people follow your page versus how many are seeing your things, your posts. And it's really, really interesting. It's something I'll be doing a lot more of this year, starting to look at my stats and my insights, and hopefully my husband's going to come and help me with that a lot, because he's entirely data driven. And especially once you start using ads, or if you start using ads, it's really important to know your insights on there. So to round that off, is going back to telling you what I started with, basically, you didn't need to watch any of this, is that being on all the platforms or having a presence on all the platforms is super important. Know that you are treated differently on those platforms by the user. So again, it comes back to what are they doing when they are on the platform. So ensure that your content is potentially different for each platform. So you are appealing to your ideal client where they are. And when I talk about ideal client, you don't have to have just one ideal client. You can have different types. So I will have women starting businesses, like brand new, women with just business ideas, women with hobby businesses, and then women looking to grow. They've been established a little while now, and women looking to grow. So how I talk to those different clients is completely different. And how I talk to them on different social media platforms is completely different. So I hope that's helpful. If you've got any questions, let me know. Next week's live, I can't believe it's been a month already. So next Monday, we are at Benny's for a live networking and training event. So if you haven't been in your local, come. So it's a 2-hour event, 9:30 till 11:30. It's in the Eventbrite calendar. In fact, I'll share an Eventbrite link into here after, because all my live events are in there. If you're part of Business Club, it's free to come. And that means, my point of telling you that is that my Facebook Live next week will be at 2:00, not at 9:30. And I'm talking about blogging. which again is on my list to look at doing more of this year, because I really like writing. It's just I don't have time to get around to doing it. So yeah, blogging is what I'll talk about next week. Okay, have a brilliant week. I'm around all day today. If you have any business questioning stuff, Jade and I are in the office all day. We're going to visit my nan in hospital this afternoon. She's been in for quite a while now, but I'm around. All right. I will talk to you all again next week. If you come into Benny's, I can't wait to see you. Even if you're in business club, you need to book on. So it's free booking, but I need you to book on so I know who's coming. All right, ladies, have a great week and I will see you soon.